Have you ever sat alone in a quiet room, maybe sipping your morning tea, and wondered, am I slowly becoming more dependent than I'd like to be? Not because you want to, but because your body doesn't always keep up with your mind, or because you notice your children worrying about you more than before. It's a feeling many people over 70 experience, even if they don't say it out loud. The truth is, no one wants to be a burden. We want to be respected, valued, and, most of all, independent. And here's the good news. It's absolutely possible. Being self-reliant after 70 isn't about pretending you're still 30 or pushing yourself to extremes. It's about developing a few practical life skills that make daily living smoother, safer, and more enjoyable. It's about living your life on your own terms without always needing a helping hand. So let's sit together for a while, you and I, and have a gentle, honest conversation about how to stay in control of your life, body, and choices. Because the more control you have, the more peace of mind you feel, and not just for yourself, but for your loved ones too. Let's begin with something that may seem small, but actually lays the foundation for everything else: managing your personal space and daily environment. Think about your home for a second. Is it set up to make your life easier or harder? Are there rugs that slide when you step on them? Is your favorite mug always stored on the highest shelf? Can you reach your light switches easily at night? Many of us live in homes that haven't adjusted with us as we've grown older, and this creates constant little battles, reaching, bending, tripping, forgetting, which slowly wear away our independence. Start by taking a walk through your home, just like a guest would. Notice what could be simplified. Swap out heavy cookware for lighter versions. Move frequently used items to waist level. Add motion sensor lights near the bathroom or hallway. These aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom. You're designing a home that supports your freedom, not restricts it. You're building a space that works with you, not against you. Now let's talk about something that touches every part of your life. Staying financially aware and in control. It's not about being rich. It's about knowing where your money goes and making it last. You'd be surprised how many seniors lose their financial independence, not because they didn't save enough, but because they stopped paying attention. Bills pile up, subscriptions auto-renew, small scams creep in, and before you know it, someone else has to step in. Take a bit of time each week, maybe every Sunday morning or right after your breakfast, and review your expenses. Look at your bank statements. Cancel anything you don't use. Create a simple list of your monthly costs and stick it on the fridge or next to the phone. If you're not comfortable using online banking, write things down in a notebook. There's power in simply knowing. And while we're on this topic, if someone offers to help with your money, always make sure they're trustworthy. You worked hard for your savings, and keeping control of them helps you keep control of your life. There's also something else many people overlook, but it's deeply connected to staying self-reliant: knowing how to manage your health appointments and medications. Let's be real. Health becomes a bigger part of the conversation as we age. But depending entirely on others to remind us of doctor visits or which pill to take, when that can chip away at your confidence. And confidence is part of independence. So here's a gentle tip. Create a simple health journal. Nothing fancy. Just a notebook where you write down your doctor appointments, the names of your medications, when to take them, and any questions you want to ask your doctor. Keep it near your phone or in your purse. If you're more comfortable with technology, there are easy-to-use apps that remind you when to take your medicine or track your symptoms. But a notebook works just as well. You don't have to know everything about medicine, but you do have to know enough to advocate for yourself. When you can walk into a doctor's office and say, "This is what I've noticed and here's what I'm taking," you're in charge. That's independence. That's power. And speaking of power, here's a question I'd like you to sit with for a moment. When was the last time you did something completely on your own, just for the joy of it? Not because someone reminded you, not because you had to, but because it made you feel alive. That brings us to a skill that isn't often talked about when we mention independence, but it matters just as much. Keeping your curiosity alive and learning something new regularly. It might be something simple like learning how to use voice commands on your phone so you can call your children without fumbling. Or it could be something bigger like starting a small container garden on your balcony. There's something truly empowering about realizing that you can still shape your life at any age. The days may be a bit quieter now. The rush may have faded. But the truth is, your story isn't over. You're just in a chapter where you finally get to decide what truly matters. And one thing that matters more than most, especially after 70, is how you care for your body. Not just in terms of doctor visits or medications, but in how you move it, feed it, and respect it. Let's talk now about something that seems simple, but makes an enormous difference in staying self-reliant. Functional movement. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't need to lift heavy weights or run marathons. But you do need to move every day in ways that keep your joints working, your balance strong, and your muscles awake. Imagine being able to get up from the couch without needing support, to carry your own groceries, to reach that top shelf without wobbling. That's functional strength, and it's what gives you real independence. Start small. A few stretches while you're watching the news, gentle chair exercises in the morning, walks around the block where you pay attention to how your feet land, how your posture feels, how steady you are. Even simple things, like standing up from a seated position without using your hands, can help maintain the strength you need. And balance. Oh, how important it becomes after 70. One fall can change everything. But practicing your balance just by standing on one leg while brushing your teeth or walking heel to toe across the room can help prevent that. Remember, every bit of movement is a message to your body. I still need you. Stay strong for me. But there's another kind of strength we need to talk about too. One that lives not in your arms or legs, but in your voice. Emotional strength and the ability to communicate your needs clearly. You might have noticed over the years that people start making assumptions about you, that you're fragile, that you need help with everything, that you've become a passive passenger in your own life. But here's the truth. You have wisdom. You have preferences. You have the right to be heard. And that's where communication becomes a skill you must hold on to with both hands. When something doesn't feel right, say so. When you need space, speak up. When someone's trying to take over decisions you can make for yourself, let them know you appreciate the help, but you're capable of making your own choices. This doesn't mean pushing people away. It means setting clear boundaries that preserve your dignity, because once your voice fades into silence, others will fill in the blanks for you. And that's when dependence begins to creep in. If it's difficult for you to speak up in the moment, try practicing. Stand in front of the mirror and say, "Thank you for your concern, but I've got this." Or, "I appreciate your help, but I want to try it myself first." These small phrases can feel awkward at first, but they build emotional strength like exercise for your confidence. And don't forget, you also need someone to listen when you want to speak, which brings us to something most people don't connect with: independence. But I think it's at the very heart of it. The ability to build meaningful connections without becoming overly reliant. You see, there's a delicate balance between loneliness and dependency. Too much isolation can make you feel forgotten, but too much emotional dependence on one person, whether it's your child, partner, or caregiver, can shift the dynamic in ways that slowly drain your freedom. The answer? Stay socially active, but in a way that respects your space. Make time for brief phone calls with old friends. Join a book club or a walking group, even if it's just once a week. Say hello to the neighbor on your morning walk. These little connections remind you that you're part of a community without needing to lean too heavily on any one person. Even digital connections can work wonders. If you feel comfortable, learn how to video call your grandchildren or join an online group with people your age who share your interests. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, just a little spark of interaction here and there. The key is to keep your circle wide enough that your emotional needs are spread out, not all placed on the shoulders of one person. Because the truth is, independence doesn't mean isolation, it means balance. You can be self-reliant and connected. You can need people and stand on your own 2 feet. And one of the best ways to ensure that you maintain that balance is by keeping your mind sharp and active. You see, the brain is like a garden. Neglect it and the weeds creep in. But tend to it, and it stays alive with color and purpose. So while we've been talking about moving your body and expressing your thoughts, don't forget to move your mind too. Read articles, do puzzles, try writing your memories down, or even take up learning a new language. Sometimes we think of aging as a slow letting go, but in truth, it can also be a powerful holding on to what makes us who we are, holding on to our choices, our dignity, our daily rhythms, and more than anything, holding on to the ability to live life in a way that feels fulfilling and free. There's one final skill that ties all of this together. It isn't flashy or complicated. In fact, it might be the quietest of all the habits we've talked about. But it's often the one that makes the biggest difference when it comes to staying independent, especially as we age. It's the ability to plan ahead with calm, confidence, and clarity. Now, I know this isn't everyone's favorite topic. No one enjoys thinking about worst-case scenarios or what-ifs. But planning isn't about being afraid. It's about being prepared. It's about you making decisions before others have to make them for you. And that, right there, is what keeps you in charge. Think about this. If you were to fall ill tomorrow, who would speak for you? Do they know your preferences about health care, about money, about who to call and what matters most to you? Have you written anything down? Have you told someone where the important papers are? These aren't things we do because we're giving up control. We do them to keep control. We plan so that our future reflects our values, not someone else's guesswork. Even a simple folder kept in a safe but easy-to-find place can become your shield. Inside it, you might include a list of your medications, a short letter with your wishes, your emergency contacts, and copies of your ID and insurance card. Nothing too complicated, just enough to give peace of mind to yourself and to those who care about you. And if the idea of paperwork feels overwhelming, that's okay. You can start with a single conversation, maybe with a spouse, a friend, or an adult child. Just start by saying, "There are a few things I want you to know, just in case." That one sentence opens a door toward security, not dependence. The beautiful thing about preparing ahead is that once it's done, you don't have to think about it constantly. You've cleared the space in your mind for something far more important. Living. Because that's what all of this comes down to, doesn't it? Living fully. Living freely. Living with the peace that comes from knowing your life is still your own. So now take a breath. Think about what we've shared. You've learned that independence after 70 doesn't require perfection. It's not about pretending nothing has changed. It's about adapting with wisdom, making intentional choices, and finding pride in every step you take on your own. You've seen how small changes in your home can make big changes in your freedom. You've understood the strength of handling your own money, managing your health, and moving your body in ways that support your balance and strength. You've rediscovered the power of speaking your mind, staying connected without depending too much, and keeping your mind active with curiosity. And now you've added one more powerful skill: planning ahead so that your life continues to reflect you. You are not a burden. You are not fading away. You are evolving quietly, steadily, and beautifully. You see, independence isn't measured by what you can lift or how far you can walk. It's measured by how confidently you wake up and face your day, how clearly you make your own choices, how deeply you know yourself, and how gently you refuse to let go of that knowledge. So don't wait for someone else to hand you the life you want. Create it, shape it, claim it, not for them, but for you. And if this video has spoken to you, if it stirred something in your heart, or reminded you of your strength, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me, what does independence mean to you? What's one small change you've made that helped you feel more in control? If you found this helpful, please give it a like. It helps more people find these words. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like more conversations like this. You are part of a growing community of strong, thoughtful people who believe that aging is not the end of anything, it's the deepening of everything. And as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this. You are capable, you are wise, you are strong. Here's to living your life with confidence, with grace, and with the quiet, steady joy of knowing you are enough. At any age, especially this one.